It's sounds very philosophical, but actually when you think about these projects, it's actually pretty applicable. And then there's the Rotary Foundation, which gets all the donation and houses all these funds. And as I mentioned, Polio Plus is one of the big projects right now. Humanitarian grants, volunteer service, and then educational service, which is what I'm going to talk about now, is we offer several kinds of scholarships. There's study exchanges. There are grants for university teachers and World Peace Fellowships, which is essentially a fellowship sending very seasoned individuals that have had a longer academic career. They're usually PhDs abroad on diplomacy missions. For example, we just had one World Peace Fellow we sent to Thailand for a program this summer, and she will come back and hopefully tell us good things about what she learned about diplomacy and how to make the world a better place. And today, what you are interested in is the Ambassadorial Scholarship. And the Ambassadorial Scholarship is a $27,000 scholarship that will enable you to go and study abroad for 1 year in a country of your choice. And it has to be in a country where you are not from, obviously. So,
and where there's a Rotary Club.
And where there is a Rotary Club, exactly. So for example, I'm from Germany, so I could not go to study in Germany. I actually studied here in the US myself a few years ago, and wish I had the opportunity as well. So the program objectives are to basically further world understanding and peace. So you become ambassadors of Rotary. That's why it's called the Ambassadorial Scholarship. You go out and basically, try to help the world make a better place. That sounds really broad, but in each and every individual is the energy really to do good and to come up with projects. And even if it's on a little scale, you actually can make a difference, and that's what we're looking for. So you are going out as ambassadors of goodwill. You live by the principle of service above self. Obviously, we understand at Rotary that there is family and there are other obligations in life that are very important, but you should keep it very close to your heart that you're interested in charity and really to do good things. You will become humanitarian leaders. You will also, on your journey abroad, you will also meet other Rotarians at other clubs. So you will be able to increase your network, learn from others as well, from the culture you are going to visit. But also, and this is really important as an ambassadorial scholar, you'll go out and you tell the Rotary community in the country near the university where you're going to study about where you are from. And if you go to a smaller country, for example, so in Malawi, in Africa, and you go to a university there, you can actually make a difference by telling them that you're from New York or nearby, wherever you come from, which actually makes a difference. People are very eager to learn, and by mutual learning experience is really how you make the world a better place, because the first part of improving something is understanding, and you are the first point of contact basically for them to help figure out where is the need, what can you do, what can we do better, and how can we help the community and make this a better place. And so you will have an educational opportunity, you will have an opportunity to provide service, and you will also have an opportunity to network. And then once you're done with that program, you will be coming back here to Pace University, back to your home turf, and you will come to our club and tell us about your experience. And there's a lot of also local business leaders that are interested in meeting you, helping you out, maybe mentoring you a little bit, but also hearing about your experiences there in the country you went to, and make it a better place. And we hope that the scholarship, should you get it and go study abroad, will build a lasting relationship. So we're not looking for somebody that goes and says thank you very much for this opportunity, comes back, shakes our hand and comes to the meetings. We want to build a lifelong relationship with somebody who's really passionate about Rotary, passionate about service, and builds a lifelong relationship. So we hope that eventually, as you get older, as you venture into the professional world, get a job, maybe become a member at one of the local Rotary clubs, and that would be nice. And Peter's going to tell you more about the program right now.
Just a word about the $27,000. I mean, first of all, I think the $27,000 is tax-free, so that's a good thing. You pay here probably a pace around $27,000 a year in tuition. I don't know what you pay, but if you maybe much more than that. I don't know. So it doesn't sound like a lot of money, maybe for some of you, but in most countries, especially in continental Europe, you pay hardly any tuition. You go to Spain or Germany or France or Switzerland, and tuition you pay will be somewhere south of $1,000 for a year. So that you have to keep in mind. That leaves you with most of the money really for your living expenses. Again, living expenses in most European cities are not even close to what you pay here in New York, unless you choose Paris or London maybe. But if you go to, I don't know, if you go to Lausanne or Madrid even, you spend a fraction of what you spend here on housing. So you have enough money to live after your monthly expenses. So that's about the money. Now, how do you get the scholarship? First requirement, and we talked about this here earlier with one candidate, is you can't have a Rotarian parent or grandparent. That excludes you per se, so there's nothing we can do about that. You have to have completed 2 years of college, which is what you're doing here at Pace University, full-time, not part-time, full-time. I think the basis for that requirement is really that you can't study in a continental European university without having 2 years of college in the United States. That's, I think, probably the reason behind this. You shouldn't have spent more than 12 months in the country before. I think the reason behind this is that you are going there for the first time. This is really a new experience for you. You are going to report to people at the Rotary clubs there, where you are from. When you come back, you reported about a new experience that you had in the foreign country. And you must speak at least a little bit the foreign country's language. So England would be easy for you, but France and Spain, so you have to think about that. And if you don't do it now and you want to apply for this, better take some language classes to polish up your Spanish or French or German knowledge. And I don't know how strict we are about that requirement. I mean, there's probably no test about that.
No, we're not going to test it, but you should be proficient and you should be comfortable going to these countries.
Right.
So, you know, you should be able to confidently tell us that you can speak the language the country you're going to visit.
Well, keep in mind, and we get to that in a minute, that you will have to do some presentations at the Rotary clubs where you go. So and you just have to speak the language. You have to have a good basis working knowledge of that language.
If it's German, we will test you.
All right, so there must be a Rotary club in your legal or permanent residence or where you are studying at the moment. So that's not difficult, obviously, because we have a Rotary club right around the corner. So that would be then you are sponsoring Rotary Club Wall Street. Then you have to propose 5 academic institutions in at least 3 different countries, different cities in any given country. So again, you probably already have something in mind before you came here. Just think about this requirement when you put in your application. And I think actually before or in connection with putting in the application, you will have a session with us to go through the requirements step by step. Okay, and then we talked about this also. The institution where you select to study, there must be a Rotary club nearby. That shouldn't be a problem considering there are 32,000 Rotary clubs in 200 countries. I didn't even know there were 200 countries in this world.
Yeah.
So,
territories. Yeah. Yes. And to figure out if there's a Rotary club nearby,